What is going on, guys? So, excuse my voice a little bit. I just graduated boot camp this past Friday. It was April 26th. I was in November company. And for those of you that don't know, I was also a good bit overweight. To begin with, I was 253 pounds, lost a lot of weight to be able to ship, got down to 174 pounds, which was my max weight for my height, ended up shipping January 28th. So I just got out freshly, from boot camp, and I wanted to make this video for females because there's not a lot of female boot camp videos. There are a couple of them, but they're not very long, they're not very detailed. And so while I was in boot camp, what I decided to do was actually write everything down video wise, and I also have my handy dandy little training matrix right here, which you guys can actually look up, and it's actually pretty detailed. It's pretty good and pretty spot on actually. I had my wife send it to me while I was in boot camp, and so that way I knew what was coming up, because the drill instructors are not going to tell you most of the time. But anyway, that's just a little bit about me. By the way, I'm 28, so I also went through boot camp being older as well. But yeah, so with that being said, that was just a little intro. I want to go over week one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a different video for each week of boot camp. I also have different videos of like how showers work, how PT works, how the PFT goes, and things like that. Church, all that stuff, and like just little tips and tricks. So I'm going to make videos about those, so stand by. Because right now I'm just going to talk about week one. Week one is receiving week, for those of you that may not know. But the first thing is you're going to get on the bus, obviously, from MEPS. You're going to drive down. Some bus drivers are actually pretty cool. Some fly. You may fly. I went on a bus. Not a bus, but like a little charter van kind of thing, because there wasn't very many of us shipping. I shipped out of Atlanta in Georgia. So it was like a 4.5-5 hour drive, something like that. But yeah, you're pretty much at MEPS all day until about like 1 or 2, at least for me, and then we left and drove down. So you do get to stop and eat somewhere. They give you a meal voucher, just FYI for those of you that may not know. They give you a meal voucher. We stopped at Cracker Barrel, and you got to get whatever you wanted. I think it was like $22 or $23 that we got, so you could have got anything. But we were down there. The bus driver, or the van driver, was actually really cool. He didn't make us put our head down. He didn't make us like not talk or anything like that. Most of us actually tried to sleep because we didn't get much sleep the night before. And then, just being up so early at MEPS and going through that whole process, you're tired. So we try to sleep. He didn't try to keep us up or nothing like that. Maybe different in your experience or not. But we stopped, we ate, got back on the bus or the van, whatever, went down, and we made it to Parris Island, South Carolina. Got through, and the videos that you may or may not watch already of the drill instructors getting on the bus, going, sit up straight, look at me, say aye ma'am or aye sir or whoever it was. We actually had a female that came on there at the time, so it was aye ma'am or aye ma'am, and then she told us to get off the bus, get on the yellow footprints. The females went first, and then they separated a row of the yellow footprints, and the males were behind us. Same thing in the video. They give you a little speech or whatever and tell you to go up to the hatches. You go up to the hatches, they'll give you a little speech there. If you have on a jacket, they're going to make you tie it around your waist. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Then you open up they give you the little speech, they open up the silver hatches. You go through, and immediately it starts, they'll give you, there's like paperwork sitting on these desks, and they'll tell you, they'll be directing, of course they'll be screaming at you, but they'll be directing you on where to go and where to sit. And they're going to tell you, to fill out, you're going to get like this little blue, what they call blue money valuable bag. I actually don't have mine on me at the moment. You know what, I might be able to look it up in a second. But they give you one of those. It has like some pins, which is an ink stick now, by the way. And then they have like some Sharpies, so that way you can start writing your name on it. But yeah, so I'm trying to find the Blue Money Valuable Bag from Bootcamp, but don't have it on here. You're going to then put your like ID, your social security card, any cash or debit card or anything like that that you may have brought with you. You're going to put that on there. You're going to label it with your name. They're going to give you like your platoon number at that point. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Right after you fill out some paperwork that they give you, you get your platoon number and stuff. Here you go. Actually, this is just a thing on Google. I don't know if you can see that, but that little blue bag right there is what you're going to get. And it has a little white space on the other side. And you're going to write your name on it and your platoon number. So that way, if it ever gets lost, they can, send it back to you. But yeah, they're going to then shuffle you into where the phones are, where you make your infamous phone call. Yes, it is scripted. It is still scripted. You can't say what you want to. Yes, they are screaming at you. You may be able to sneak in a I love you or anything like that. But it's most likely not likely. That was weird. But anyway, so you make your phone call. After that, they separated the males and the females. They put the females in like one big classroom that was like a regular classroom. It had desks and stuff like that. And they told us to sit down. They had all this equipment sitting on there, like a bag, which is later known as your ditty bag. And it had like the hygiene products in it and everything like that. But they told us to sit there. It was just 3 of us females that arrived. We were the first ones to arrive. Meanwhile, remind you, they are always screaming at you. That's not going to change. But we had to sit there. And we just sat there, and we couldn't fall asleep. We couldn't look around. When they weren't in there, you could look around, but you had to be careful because most likely a drill instructor was always watching. But yeah, so you're up. You're up for hours and hours and hours. Actually, you're probably up for about 2 or 3 days. But you're going to go, once you get all that stuff and all the females come in, and like that's the last, female, you're going to be going over stuff all night. They're going to make sure that you actually got everything that you're supposed to get, your shower shoes, your hygiene bag, all your hygiene items, blah, blah, blah. Do not wear acrylic nails or nail polish or anything like that. They will make you take it off. And it wasn't a fun thing for some people to take the acrylics off. They had to like actually break them off. It was painful for them. But yeah, so wear comfortable civilian clothes. Because you're going to be in them for a few days until you actually, change into your camis. And that's like the next things that you're going to go through. So you're going to go through, going through and getting like your camis and your boots. It's a slow process because they're having to process so many girls and they're having to get all these different sizes. And we didn't have to dump anything. So I know in the like receiving videos, you see them dumping stuff in like this bin. Like that they brought, and they make you throw things away. We didn't actually have to do that. That was not one of the things that we had to do, which I found weird. They did tell you to throw away all the stuff that obviously we didn't need. I did bring my silicone wedding band, and I did get to wear it all the way up until the night before we got picked up by our drill instructors. So they actually let me keep that on. So that was pretty cool, but I ended up having to put that in my Blue Money Valuable bag. And also my civilian portholes, which are glasses, by the way. I had to put those in, but I kept those all the way up until I got issued my regular ones from Bootcamp, which aren't that bad. I may bring those into another video. I just don't have it right now. But anyway, so you're going to get issued all your gear. Make sure your boots fit. Make sure you actually listen to the people, because the people that are issuing the gear, they're actually not that mean. They're not yelling at you. The drill instructors are yelling at you, but they're not, because they're actually trying to find out like what size you need and everything needs to be right. So just listen to them. If you don't listen to them, they will yell at you. But for the most part, they're just going to talk to you normally. So make sure you actually get the right size stuff. They'll tell you if you normally wear this size or whatever, make sure you have like a ½ an inch extra room or something like in the size that they give you. So They just want to make sure everything's right, because if you think about it, if it's not right, you're going to have to come back. You're going to have to get other gear, which is just going to waste more of their time. So just listen to them. You will go to medical. That's going to take a while. It's a lot of sitting and waiting. Receiving is a lot of sitting and waiting. Yeah, you're going to sit there. You're going to be tired. You can't fall asleep. Some of the medical people are cool, like chill. Some of them are not. Some of them are like, they want to play drill instructors. But they're all Navy, by the way. So it's like the Navy corpsmen. You're going to go there and you're going to be sitting with them. But you're going to do like a P test. You're going to, what is it? They're going to like check you out, make sure everything's fine. You don't have to do the duck walk or any of those exercises or like that again. But it's more of like, you know, they're going to do the urine test, draw some blood, do some things like that, make sure everything's good. It just takes a long time. You don't get your peanut butter shot during that week, FYI. At least I didn't. Not for my company. We didn't get it in the first week. We actually got it a little bit later on. But yeah, so that's pretty much it with what you're going to go through. Like, that takes up Monday through Thursday. You do eventually get to change into woodland camis. And once you get those, you'll actually package up your civilian clothes like in this brown bag, and you'll take them to this warehouse where you have to label it, and they'll, you know, put it up for you in this warehouse, and that's where it'll stay. You don't get to keep them with you in your Foot Locker or anything like that. Probably about Wednesday night is when you actually get issued your squad bay and your rack. And that'll be probably, I think Wednesday night is the night that you actually get to sleep in a rack. They'll show you how to make your rack during that time. I think I have a video on that, but yeah. So that's pretty much it. You'll like throw what you have into a sea bag, those green like duffel bags that you see military people carrying around. You pretty much have that. They'll tell you how to lock it onto your rack and things like that, because they're bunk beds. Yep, you don't get issued your weapon yet, and you don't get issued your day packs or LV packs or anything like that yet. So Wednesday night you're gonna be sleeping in the rack. Thursday, Thursday you wake up and you'll get issued more gear and things like that. And then Friday is when you get your drill instructors. And I'm sure you've seen the videos. If not, look it up. They'll come out. Your senior drill instructor, you know, will say the famous word, sit up straight, look at me. And they'll say their little creed or their little promise that they have to follow. It's actually a pretty cool day, just to see them looking or thinking back about it now. I wasn't really that scared. Maybe because I'm a little bit older, I wasn't really worried about getting yelled at or anything. But yeah, so you'll get picked up by them. And during that time, you'll do your initial strength test that morning, which sucks, by the way. Before, when I did my verification at headquarters before I left, I ran the 1.5 miles in like 13 minutes. I think I actually ran it in like 12:59. I did one pull-up, and I got like 60-something crunches or 50-something crunches. I don't know. Oh, no, they told us to stop at the 55. That's what it was. They told us to stop. But on the initial strength test that morning, I was so tired. I had eaten so much box chow, which I'll explain that in a minute, that I ended up running like a 14-something mile and a half, which sucked. It was bad. You do it really early in the morning. And it was cold. I didn't get my pull-up at all. And I had to do push-ups, which were rough. And then I can't remember how many crunches I got. I passed everything. If you don't pass your initial strength test, by the way, you will get dropped back to receiving day 1, and you'll get picked up with the next company that comes in, which is sometimes either a week or 2 weeks behind. So keep that in mind. Make sure you can pass your stuff. Make sure that you're well physically prepared. That was one issue that I had. My recruiters, ended up shipping me early. I was actually supposed to ship on March 4th and then February 4th, and then they randomly told me January 28th. So make sure that you are physically fit. Make sure you can do more than one pull-up. Make sure you can definitely run faster than that, because you will do worse than you do at home on the IST. It's just going to happen because you're so tired. By the way, it's gross, but you don't poop for like that whole first week at all, because of the box chow. The box chow, it comes in a box, and it comes with, like, look, a crappy sub sandwich, like, in a way. The bread doesn't taste bad, but it's like the crappy lunch meat, but it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. So it'll come with the lunch meat, with like some cheese on there, and of course you get all the mustard and mayonnaise if you want it. It's like in the little packages. It'll come with like either a Nutri-Grain bar or like Nature Valley bars. It'll have an apple in there, like a little package of trail mix that has like the little white chips of yogurt, cookies. So sometimes they'll have like the famous Amos little bag of cookies, or they'll have like 2 little, cookies about that big, like chocolate chip, or like if they were to put 2 Chips Ahoy in there. What else? A bag of chips. Comes with a bag of chips. I don't know what time it was. I don't know when we got fed. You never know what time it is at all. There'll be people that'll come in and talk to you, kind of like give you some classes. One of the big things is speed, volume, and intensity. They will tell you that all throughout boot camp. Always give the proper greeting. Definitely good morning, and you'll know when they'll tell you when it changed from good morning to good afternoon to good evening, and it goes by chow, by the way. So you have morning chow, obviously it's good morning, and it's good morning all the way up until you eat afternoon chow, and then it's good afternoon all the way up until you eat evening chow. So just FYI, always give the proper greeting. Don't look at them in the eye during receiving. Scream back. If you scream back, they're not going to scream at you more, if that makes sense. If you're not screaming back, then they're going to get in your face, and it's going to happen. But you're going to fill out more paperwork, setting up like tax forms and things like that. So the box chow, you're not going to, like I said, you're not going to poop. So you're actually going to be probably overweight if you're close to your max. You're going to gain weight. Okay. Thank you. But I shipped at like 170, what did I say, like 174, and when I actually got weighed in that following Sunday, I was 186, so I gained a lot of weight. Like I said, it sticks with you, so be careful and be mindful of what you eat. If you're not hungry, don't eat it. If you can slightly hand it to somebody else, switch it out if you need to. You don't have to like eat everything, you don't. And they'll also give you like a regular size thing of Gatorade, so you'll get like a thing of Gatorade with it, and you'll need it. But that's pretty much all I have for receiving week. And on the schedule, that's pretty much it. So they just tell you on that Saturday, they tell you pretty much what they expect of you and the squad bait, and then that Sunday you get to go to church. A lot of people recommend going to church. I did, because they want to get away from the drill instructors. I also didn't go to church sometimes, and I stayed in the squad bay. But that was just to square my way of my life, and I'll talk about that during the video with church. For the first Sunday, go to church. I'll say go to church. Just pick one. I went to both Catholic and I went to Protestant. You don't have to go to the same one every time. But go to it, see what it's like, get away from the drill instructors. You'll probably need it the first week. So that's all I have. If you'll have any questions about the first week, go ahead and message. If you have any questions about the rest of the weeks, don't ask them yet, because I will cover it in my upcoming videos, and I'm going to make it on my 10-day leave, so that way y'all have it before I ship off to MCT. I need more coffee. But anyway, that's about all I have for you guys right now. Like I said, have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll see you guys next time.